G'day everyone, Gareth here from Organic Growing Melbourne. This video is going to be the chicken coop tour, I guess. I had someone request a tour on the chicken coop and enclosure. So this one is for Hannah, I think it was, Hannah. She wanted to know more about this. So the chicken coop is a converted cubby, as you can see. I built the cubby. I've elevated it about a metre off the ground. I would recommend with a chook pen elevating it off the ground. If you have a chicken coop directly on the ground, you will just be inundated with mice. They will literally live underneath that coop. Sorry about the wind, it's a horrible day today. We've just had a storm, flooded again. So yeah, there might be a bit of wind noise. So the chicken coop, we'll start off with the chicken box. I constructed all this. I made a video, a quick video on sort of the construction on how I did it. So I'll leave a link up here if you want to watch that one. But quite easy, it's a big lid. I've got 5 bays here. This little stick here to hold the lid up. I've put a metal hook here as well to hold the door up. I've got 5 boxes. They're fake eggs, by the way. So there's the chicken nesting box, I should say. I go a bit overboard when I make things. You don't have to be this fussy. It's pretty watertight and nice and warm in there. So we'll close that. I'll take you inside. So with this, I've enclosed the balcony. I've just boarded this up and then I put all chicken wire up here. So in the summer, I can open up the windows and close this door like this in the summer, and I can have it all open for them when it gets a bit too hot. And it's good to have one that you could probably aerate. Alright, so we'll go inside here and have a look. I have to pin everything up. I've got locks on everything because obviously the wind. So here's inside. You can see the nesting boxes. Well, they use them all. Sometimes they'll just lay all of them in one. Another day they'll be separate. Sometimes they even lay their eggs down here. So yeah, there's all their nesting. I just used hay. Bought a couple of bales from the farm. They're just cheap. $5 you can get one of those small bales and it goes forever. And then in here I've put a little working bench. So I've got all my sawdust. I've got stuff to pick up the poo and rakes because chickens poo a hell of a lot at night. As you can see, that's one night there. One night's worth there. And one tends to roost in this one and poos in there. So all I did was I found a couple of old garden stakes, which I sort of positioned on this angle. Makes it a bit easier. I had one up high here going straight across and then one low, and it was just a bit awkward to get in and out. And just to make it a little bit easy, they can get up here by jumping, but sometimes they fall off and they make a hell of a noise. So I just made it easier for them, so they've got these ramps. I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? But you know, I want my chickens to be comfortable. I'll get better eggs that way. All right, and then I cut a hole in the floor. Now that floor can be closed. There's a hinge joint right here. So when I lift this up, that bottom half will go underneath the hatch. I'll show you when we go out there, and that will close the door. And if you need security and you don't want stuff getting in, these chickens, I can keep this open all the time because the chickens are, the run's all enclosed and all fox proof and whatnot. All right, so that's the inside. The sawdust lasts for ages. Just one of these bags here I get from, you can get them from Bunnings, but I find it's not a very good quality. So I go to an actual stock feed joint and get one of these. One of those will last me a couple of months. Like I've used half of the bag here for just this area here. When they poo too much, I get it to come up the wall a bit, because sometimes they roost right up against the wall and then they'll poo on the wall. So I catch it with the sawdust, just for easier cleaning. And then eventually, when all this gets really old and horrible, I've actually lined it with plastic, just in case we get too much moisture down here. So I've lined the whole bottom of it with plastic. And when this gets really, really bad and dirty, everything can just go straight down that hole into a wheelbarrow or a big bucket that I can put under here. All right, so I'll take you out to the actual run I've made. And I purchased this poultry net here, so they've got a bigger area to run in. We won't go into that. I've made a video on that as well, so I'll leave another link up the top here for you to watch. So this is the chicken enclosure, well, the chicken run I should say, which I constructed. And if you're going to get chickens, make sure you've got all this stuff ready before you purchase them. That's a big mistake a lot of people make, is they when I want chicken, especially now with a shortage of chickens because of the pandemic, people are just buying them and not having a place for them to live. Can't leave them out. As soon as a fox realises this chicken's out, goodbye. All right. So I pretty much constructed this whole chicken run out of pine poles and then plinth boards, and then I've cleaned it up by putting fence palings on it. So you'll see here the plinth and then the fence paling here. All right, and I've put a little sheltered area in here, because when it's really heavy rain, they do all come running inside. All right, and then around the back here is my water container. You don't need one of these. You can just get a drinking container and fill it up. But I've got this 100-litre water tank, lasts for ages. Almost time to fill up actually. And I've got out the other side the hose. You can see out there, the hose runs outside the enclosure and then in the back of these cups. So you only need 2 of them. And then essentially, I don't know whether this is going to pick this up, the chickens are kicking dirt all up on me. So the chickens come in, put their beaks in there, and you can see that filling up. Just slowly. Like that, there we go, it's all leaking over now. And then you do have to check these, because when they flick dirt, it blocks them up, and then those little valves won't work. And it's all just gravity fed, obviously, and it's obviously all caged in here as well. And then I just get the hay bales again from the farm, and I line this whole area with the hay, and they till it, poo in it, and then I'm left with a high quality mulch for the veggie gardens later on. Like I've just put this layer down today, and under here is just beautiful mulch. Look at that, the chickens know I'm digging it up too. Alright, so it was pretty easy to construct, all out of the plinth boards there, 2.4 metre lengths are only like $5, so. And then the chicken wire is just a cheap chicken wire. It's definitely not snake proof, obviously, but in the 11 years I've lived on this property, I haven't seen one snake in here, but they're around. Alright, so there's the chicken enclosure. I constructed all these gates, obviously, so that's why I don't need to put the ramp up. But if I wanted to put this ramp up, it's just a matter of picking it up like this. Down. picking it up, propping it up, and that's all closed and safe. Come on, out the way. Come on, girl. Good girl. Watch it. Come on. Out the way. Your foot's in the way. Come on. Come on. That's what they do when you go near them. Look, they freeze. Then you can pat them. We'll pick them up. Alright, thanks. They're super friendly. Like, you can sit down and they'll jump up on your feet. Jump up on your knees. Peck your boots. Here they come, look. Super friendly. These are the Highline Browns. So they're laying, each one's laying an egg a day. Super friendly. Here we go. Hey, Belle. Hey, good girl. Super friendly from day one. Just don't seem to be scared of dogs, cats. I might lock them in actually. Alright, so there is the chicken coop and the chicken run. I hope that helped, Hannah. Now this is all so this is also another good reason to have it elevated, because chickens like to have dust baths, and you can purchase a big tub and go purchase dust, and obviously the expenses start to rise a bit, but I actually ended up buying some topsoil, like this stuff that's in here, and just putting about a metre in there, and they just go in there, dig holes, and they have their little dust baths. As you can see, that's where they're having them, in these holes that they create. Hey Belle. And then the feeder is just as you can see, just a normal feeder. I wouldn't recommend getting one of those. We get all the native birds, well, non-native, just all the birds, they fly in through the door and they feed themselves. I would suggest getting one of those ones that the birds step on and the lid opens up, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to purchase one of them just to save money on feed, because I think actually the wild birds are probably eating about 20% of the seed in there, or the grain. So yeah, there's the chicken coop. I hope that's helped, Hannah. Yes, I have an avocado tree in the chook pen. Alright. And they love it here, these chooks. They're spoiled rotten. Spoiled rotten. And we're getting 5 eggs a day. It's hard to keep up with that. They reckon 1 chicken or 1 hen per family member. I went 1 extra. I think the neighbours are enjoying it too, because they're getting free eggs. That's behind and both sides, and a lady across the road as well, actually, because you can only eat so many eggs, or quiches. I hope that helped, Hannah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Take care, bye.